Hello and welcome to another episode of Entertainment Insider. I'm your host, Orion Stardust, and today we have a very special guest. He's a legendary space smuggler and hero of the rebellion, none other than Han Solo.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show.
It's great to have you here, Han. So let's start at the beginning. Can you tell us a bit about your early life on Corellia?
Sure. Corellia is a rough place, especially for kids on the street. I grew up in the slums and I had to do whatever it took to survive. I started off as a pilot for a local gang, but eventually I struck out on my own as a smuggler.
How did you get started in smuggling?
Well, I was always a pretty good pilot and I had a bit of a reckless streak. I liked the thrill of danger and the challenge of outsmarting the authorities. Plus, there was money to be made in smuggling and I needed to make a living.
And how did you meet Chewbacca?
Chewie and I go way back. I first met him on a job when I was hired to steal a shipment of Wookiee slaves. I couldn't go through with it, so I freed them and helped Chewie escape. We've been partners ever since.
That's a great story. Can you tell us more about your early adventures as a smuggler?
Sure. One of my early jobs was smuggling spice for Jabba the Hutt. It was risky, but the pay was good. I also did some runs for the Black Sun crime syndicate, but I didn't like working for them. They were too ruthless.
What was your most memorable smuggling job?
That's a tough one. There have been so many over the years. But I guess one that stands out was when I smuggled a group of rebels off of Coruscant. The Empire had just taken over and the rebels needed to get out before they were arrested. It was a risky job, but we managed to pull it off.
Speaking of the rebels, you played a key role in the Alliance to restore the Republic. What made you decide to get involved in the fight against the Empire?
I always tried to stay out of politics, but when I saw what the Empire was doing to innocent people, I couldn't just stand by and do nothing. Plus, Princess Leia convinced me to join up.
How did you first meet Leia?
Haha, well, that's a long story. I first met her when she was a member of the Imperial Senate. She hired me to take her to Alderaan, but we got intercepted by the Empire. We barely escaped, but we ended up getting sucked into the Death Star's tractor beam. Long story short, we rescued her and blew up the Death Star, and the rest is history.
You and Leia have had a bit of a complicated relationship over the years. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, Leia and I have had our ups and downs. We started off as adversaries, then we became friends, and then, well, let's just say things got complicated.
Sounds intriguing. Can you tell us more?
Well, let's just say there was always a bit of tension between us. We were from different worlds and we had different ways of doing things. But we respected each other and we worked well together.
And what about your relationship with Luke Skywalker?
Luke was like a little brother to me. We didn't always see eye to eye, but we had each other's backs. I never would have made it through the Battle of Yavin without him.
Speaking of battles, you were also involved in the Battle of Hoth. Can you tell us about that experience?
Yeah, that was a tough one. We were vastly outnumbered and the Empire had us on the run. I flew the Millennium Falcon through an asteroid field to lose them, and then we ended up hiding out in a cave on an asteroid. But the Empire found us and we had to fight them off. We barely made it out alive.
That sounds intense. What was it like working with Lando Calrissian?
Lando and I go way back. We used to be rivals, but we ended up teaming up on a few jobs. He's a smooth talker and a good pilot, but sometimes he's a bit too flashy for my taste.
And what about the Millennium Falcon? It's become almost as famous as you are.
Yeah, the Falcon's a piece of junk, but she's got it where it counts. She's fast, she's got a lot of firepower, and she's got a lot of history. I've made a lot of memories on that ship.
I can imagine. So what's next for Han Solo? Are you still smuggling?
I'm retired from smuggling. These days, I'm just trying to stay out of trouble and enjoy my retirement.
Well, you certainly deserve it after all you've been through. It's been an honor having you on the show, Han.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun.
And that's it for this episode of Entertainment Insider. Join us next time as we talk to more fascinating guests from the world of movies, TV, and games. Until then, I'm Orion Stardust, signing off.